little tantrum there. So, this is where you find yourself. Your left and right are choked with rocks and dripping water. Small rivulets are running. There's dust in the air, and the same seismic disturbance that closed off the flooding cavern to protect you from the dark lake pouring down opened up a tunnel ahead.
Maybe make sure you are healed up and we shall go. But let me go first. I shall inspect the way and make sure it is clear.
So these tunnels are formed by, for the most part, as best you can tell, it's formed by natural caverns. It's just water runnage and seismic disturbances. That is a hell of a stealth check right there.
Good start.
And for the update, for those of you who are curious, the Fantasy Grounds Unity, they sent me my code. So we're looking at somewhere around August is the predicted start of the beta.
Nice.
So,
yes,
Unity is going to have a lot of really cool features you guys are going to like. For smoke, as you move down that tunnel, you can hear the water sloshing to and fro in a number of different places. It's definitely ever present. You can hear it. It's in various areas. The tunnel to your left seems to lead to a room that indicates that it is, in one form or fashion, no longer raw, unworked stone. It looks maybe like it's some type of worked stone.
Any light sources or no?
There's no light. It is pitch black.
Well, go look down the left, I guess.
If any of you didn't see the post I made about moving the next actor button to your hotkey, those hotkeys are controlled by F1 through F0, or F12 as appropriate. Just so ones you know. This room is worked stone. It is old and rough, but it is definitely carved stone. They have carved and layered bricks. The walls go 10 feet high. They are glistening with wetness and dripping water.
With my historical knowledge, can I seem to ascertain who built this?
You can give it a shot.
Or do you want me to roll for that?
That would be a knowledge history.
Okay. So it is like a trait I have, right? Like skill, but
it is. I mean, you will get your proficiency bonus on it and your skills. It should be on there, and it should receive your proficiency.
Ooh, it's really good.
It's not dwarven. You can tell that.
Right. Okay. Which I don't know at this point if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But assuming there's nothing in here, I'm gonna move up a little more and keep seeing. Okay. If I don't hear or see anything other than the continuation of the hallway, I will peel back the way I came and start heading up the opposite way.
The only thing you hear is the rush of water from behind you and the ever-present dripping all around as you can constantly realize you are underneath the dark lake.
This appears to be a dead end, I guess.
It is. It is another area that is rough stone, but dripping wet.
Okay. Move back to the party here and say, like, relay all this that I've seen and say, I guess we gotta push to the left. Do it quietly.
Okay.
Alright, does Kosjurkis or Ophelia want healing? I only have like one spell slot left, but I know Ophelia's probably got a couple spell slots. Maybe.
I do.
Alright, I'll try healing Kosjurkis.
I have 3 level 1s and 1 level 2.
I only have my one level 1, that's it. So
Well, Rolen, if
There is short rest. There
True.
are short rests if you want to use that instead of that healing spell. That's your decision.
it's up to you guys.
Can't we wait around? Yeah, do we?
That's up to you.
I'm a little nervous about the fact that we don't know how long this cave-in's gonna protect us for.
Yeah, okay, I'll just heal you real quick and then continue on so that you won't die in one shot.
Ophelia's looking pretty beat up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use Cure Wounds on her. Well.
Whoa!
Holy shit, wench get cure wounds.
Yeah, I was just, getting better at noticing the world around me and stuff, and I figured out if I hold dirt in my hand and rub it really good, it heals you, you know? So.
That sounds about right. That's pretty much what I do.
Yeah, it's kind of, I kind of watch you a little bit, and, no, yeah.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, pretty well. And how do I make this spell work?
Let's take a look at your sheet. That is not your sheet. Let me see what you got here. There you go.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Make your just having the buttons makes your life easier. That's a heck of a deal right there. What is your spell casting modifier?
Oh, that's right. Why is that not on there? It's gonna be Wisdom. So in this case, it's gonna be another +2.
I'll fix that.
Okay, thank you.
I'll adjust her hit points down to 13. Wounds down to 13. And it should have it fixed now. Because you're multi-class, you have to manually set it. Because your first class wasn't a spellcasting class.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
There we go. Okay, so we go to the left, yeah?
Okay.
Type of marching order.
Alright.
I'll try and stay ahead stealthily again. Yikes.
I guess we should probably try to stealth behind you.
Alright, let's do it up.
Alright, awesome. I'm super stealthy.
Alright.
Wow. And then let's get my boy.
Oh, and by the way, I used all my wild shape too, so I'm pretty much almost useless.
Cantrips, okay.
Yeah, but my cantrips suck.
Oh, okay, alright.
As you are moving through, Rolen, in his ever-present stealthiness, trips over a rock and kicks it. It splashes into the water. But on the upside, Smoke, with your perception, and Rolen with yours, you notice a thick stream of liquid pouring out of a crack shortly after that rock kick splashes in the water.
Crap.
And it continues to stream down in a thick, viscous sludge gathering on the floor.
Oh no. Run.
Oh no!
God damn it.
And given that you cannot move back, Rolen, you can move to the nearest available. I'm not going to move Smoke, so you can move there and roll initiative. I'm going to roll for all of the NPCs for my sanity.
remember how Find Familiar works. I think they act on my initiative.
Be easier anyways, but
Oof.
It rolls its own initiative. Huh. Okay.
He does what he wants. It doesn't work for you. I mean, it literally does, but
That would just be a dex, right?
correct. And I'll manually input it for him if it's not already.
There we go.
He got himself a 19. Where is that fancy little creature? Gotta find, there he is. All right.
Somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle. And the viscous liquid forms into a bubbling black pudding. And if that image is not stimulating enough, I'm going to drag it and drop it into the chat box. You should be able to click the red dragon and see the picture. And you can open it and close it
cool.
whenever you want.
I mean, cool to look at, not cool to interact with.
Yeah, not that you want to see that coming at you.
Ay, caramba. Alright.
And then with that being said, it lashes out and attacks you.
Oh no. Well, I can't really go anywhere, so I guess we're doing this live, boys. Oh, wrong person.
Everybody loves a botched stealth roll.
Well, I think the first thing that happens is Kosjurkis screams as the ooze comes out, and then goes to try and slap it. Oh no!
So you do hit it. That's definitely a good thing. Okay, used magic. Got it. My mistake. So
Slapped it with a shocking grasp.
let me turn down my music just real quick. Mine's actually a little louder than I want it to be. Unintentionally. So when you hit him with lightning, you notice that something strange happens. He boils. And when he starts to boil, he does something else that is slightly disconcerting. He splits into two.
Uh-oh.
Kosjurkis, you idiot.
This was a bad spell.
And, you can move now.
Yeah, I can. I can fit. Wow. I'm assuming there's not enough space for me to run back down the tunnel away from this, right?
No, you can pass through friendly squares. It just costs double movement.
Yeah.
And
Not enough.
and
not enough.
Zentara doesn't count
Oh.
because she's spectral.
True. That's pretty useful.
Or you can go forward.
Yeah, scoot forward.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Tries to dance around, hoping he doesn't get slapped.
I think since you're small, you can move through a medium creature's space with no penalty.
Nice.
I believe. I'd have to research that. But
All right. Turn complete.
turn complete. Bupido lets out a "Mah!" and tries to get up here. And unfortunately for him, that is as far as he can get, and he can't attack. Argus is going to shoot his bow, but since he's shooting through so many people, he is going to take a -2. He's still hit though. And it seems to work better than that lightning that split him.
Gonna have excuse me. So it's because Zentara's spectral, it can fly through the enemy spaces, or no?
Yes, it can.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to research whether it's incorporeal, but for now, yes. It isn't an impediment to you, but it may be an impediment to enemies. But since this is 10 feet high, it could fly over them regardless of its incorporeal.
All right. Get it out of the way. What else can it do on its turn?
Can't attack.
No, it can't attack. This was we'll skip for now, and I'll figure out what it can do on my next turn.
Alrighty. An Indomitable Spirit. He is here. He can get up there and attack. What do you guys want him doing? Her doing. She has key points. She has full key points left.
I'd probably get her to move up and attack.
All right.
Yeah. Can.
So she moves up, and she is. Let me verify this here. I haven't played her yet, but looks like her punches or her claws are the best weapon. Do you have a preference? Well, I'll use her punch.
Nice. Hits on a 7. Oh my god.
And she's level 4. She doesn't have 2 attacks, but she can use her bonus action to get an extra attack. I'm not going to use her resources, her key points, so I'm just going to have her do her 2 attacks.
Cool.
That's fine.
She has Flurry of Blows, Patient Defense, and Step of the Wind. But I'm not going to use any of that without you guys wanting me to.
Alright, I am going to use Produce Flame and create a little ball of fire in my hand, and then just kind of try to press it against the pudding.
Nice.
You can throw that as a ranged weapon.
Yeah, I know that. I was, for simplicity's sake, I'm just basically touching it. That'll be it.
Stool in his 7 life and the experience he's had in the recent past, he's going to be staying back. He was quite useful on the escape. He's becoming less useful with his 7 hit points.
Fair enough.
Given a choice between the only one who's hit him, the black pudding forms a pseudopod, a small tentacle arm, and swings it at Rolen and misses. It then moves over to here. Bupito takes his attack of opportunity, and so will Indomitable Spirit. Both hit, and you get in there.
With a dagger. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Nope, that's not the one. Whatever.
Okay, so let's see. You got 5. You hit it. You stabbed him with a dagger.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. On your dagger, wherever it's at, to the right of it, you see the little magnifying glass between the dragon and the damage.
Yeah.
Click that, and on bonus, put attack -1. And let's see. And it's I'm sorry, it's -1 to damage, not to attack. So it's -1 to the.
Okay.
So when you pull it back, it is sizzling, and the acid of the creature is chewing away at the dagger.
Alright, like, something to get the acid Not good, not good, not good.
Hemeth doesn't have any weapons, but he does have some hit points at least. And he's definitely not the stand in the back kind. So he is going to, especially with a Darrow up there, he's going to run up there.
And seeing my dagger to be a threat, I will push past Kosjurkis, try and get up the hallway. And then, so long as I can see it with my bow, I'll loose an arrow at the ugly one there. Sweet.
Feel like that's unnecessarily rude.
I don't think so. And then I will use an act. I'll move up, use a little more movement to get up to here. Maybe like over there. And then use my cunning action to hide. That's it.
Got it. Looks like Queen Ophelia lightning is not the way to go.
The magic missile would do anything?
No, magic missile would be fine. Well, magic missile is not lightning. I'm not gonna say it would be fine. It's just considered straight magic damage. I think Kosjurkis should hit him with lightning.
Alright.
So I guess I could try magic missile.
So if you use a level 1 spell slot, you get 3 of those damages. If you use level 2, you get 4, whichever one you like.
I'm gonna do twin spell.
You cannot twin magic missile, unfortunately. Because it can already be split between 2 creatures, you can't twin that one.
Oh. Good idea, though.
I can hear you in there cussing at me.
I didn't say anything out loud.
You could twin spell Guiding Bolt or regular cast Magic Missile. Could do the...
I guess I'll do Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
Did not work.
Okay. Do you mind if I click it for you? In case it's lagging a little.
That's fine.
Double hit. I'm gonna roll the damage.
Nice.
And... Alright, Jim Jar is next up, and he is not stealth, but he has only a spear. I'm sorry, he has a hand crossbow. With his cunning action, he is going to stealth from back here and try to get out of sight before attacking. And then scooting up, he's going to shoot an arrow at the black pudding with his hand crossbow. Well, would have helped if I did that. Let me drop his Let me heal that damage. That way I can apply correctly. There we go. And when he shoots that black pudding, it bubbles up and loses its form. This black pudding, though, doesn't seem very happy. It's being hit multiple different times, and it is going to lash out at the closest one it has, and that's going to be Hemeth, and it misses. Like a sad little creature that it is.
Very sad. What a tragedy. Alright. Kosjurkis is gonna overhand lob a firebolt at this here creature. This little critter. Advantage due to pack tactics. Did that target correctly?
I don't think you have him targeted.
There we go. Oh, I see why. It's because I am a damn fool. Alright.
It has.
With that small scorch mark put into the pudding, he sits. We outie.
Outie. That being said, Bupido swings his war pick and unfortunately provokes an attack of opportunity from Mr. Black Pudding with a natural 1, who responds with a pseudopod swinging out, and for the first time the Black Pudding connects. And you guys see across Bupido's face the sudden realization of why Black Puddings are so feared in this area.
Oh my god.
In one solid hit, Bupido is burned from shoulder to hip, leaving a just acid burn all the way down his chest. And he is in a lot of pain. Much like Jim Jar, Fargus wants to sneak and get up there if he can. He is restricted by a little bit of wall, but he does manage to stealth. The creature's passive perception is not that spectacular. He can't get up there and get an attack, but he can get here to get an attack next time.
Gonna move Srintara to here, make way for someone to provide advantage. And that's it.
So you do not. Srintara is tiny, right?
Yes.
She doesn't take up any movement, and she can pass through their squares, not because she's incorporeal, because of her size.
Okay.
She is not incorporeal. She can't pass through walls.
Gotcha.
Indomitable Spirit, seeing the one-shot Bupido go down, she's going to keep on. Well, she's going to try. Luckily, the Black Pudding has used its attack of opportunity this round.
My god.
She does manage to land a punch. And she is going to use the Flurry of Blows, which is 1 key point, so she would get 1 extra attack, because she already did 2. So she got 3 attacks, and she used 1 of her 4 key points. And she's going to hold her position there.
Alright, seeing Bupido go down, Rolen's gonna go over and use a healing kit to stabilize him.
Okay.
And that's it.
Good turn.
Hemeth really can't do a whole lot except unarmed strike and punch the Black Pudding. Lets out a grunt as he punches it, doing 2 damage.
Not bad. Moving inside again, take another shot. Yep. This time, remembering to sneak attack.
Very nice.
And
Which immediately after shooting it, like push up against the wall here. Stealth again by cunning action.
so it's pretty evident that had that thing gotten more than a couple hits, or one hit on you guys would have been in a bad way. Those black puddings have some very strong acid. Their inability to hit you was a very lucky situation on your part.
Yep.
Okay, let's keep going, but this time more quiet, yes?
Alright, I'll use guidance on myself for my stealth check.
Also, is Bobito's up or is he dead? What happened?
He's down. I don't have anything to heal him, so I'll carry him, I guess.
Or, I mean, I could heal him, I guess.
but maybe heal.
I think I could do my healing touchy thing one more time if we need to, but maybe save it for later, or what do we think?
You and Ophelia are the only ones with healing spells left.
Result the same. Yeah, I have no spells at all, so
Yeah, maybe just carry him for a little while, and then
I'll carry him for a bit.
yeah, and then later maybe we'd be okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no!
Oh no.
You're a goddamn loud ass bird.
Kosjurkis snaps his fingers and Zerntara disappears.
Oh.
I said be gone.
Oh, it's
Temporarily.
Kill it.
No. In jar. He like draws a space. He draws like a rectangle in the air in front of him. There's nothing there.
Yes. Magic is very strange.
Yes.
Okay,
So-
quietly moving up here.
As you move up, you see an extremely strange thing inside of that room. You see a skeleton floating in midair right here. And along with that skeleton floating in midair, you see a mace clutched in its hand. And you see a smattering of, 10-ish goldish coins also floating in midair, just floating there.
Yeah, that's suspicious as fuck.
Is there any black pudding-like liquid?
Well, black puddings were pure black, but there's none that you can see. But that water on the floor there, to your left and right, those puddles are growing.
Oh, okay.
Somebody just grab it and we'll run.
Quick perception check.
I'm going to use...
Think that over. I'll be right back.
Oh, I can't detect magic. I already used it. Damn.
Yeah. I think it's got to be an active enchantment or something, right?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Is it blocking our way though? Do we have to go through it or what?
It kind of looks like it's in the middle of the hallway.
Yeah. Just don't touch the water.
Or the gold, or the skeleton.
Yeah, just grab the mace.
It's fine.
It'll be fine. It's probably a magic mace.
I love how you sell them. And you don't have to sell it hard for Smoke to try and do it.
I know.
But I'm also wondering what happens if we try and trigger it or something first. Like if we throw Bopito in first, right?
Well, yeah, sure. Sorry.
All right. Throw an agile smoke in.
We're making jokes.
Oh.
All jesting. I will take that dagger though and try and throw it at the skeleton.
Okay. You throw it at the skeleton, and it swings and catches mid-air and suspends there. And if you can imagine, a more unusual sight greets you, where when the dagger hits and sticks, two disembodied eyes with long, stringy nerves open up inside of whatever glistening thing that is. They look at you and they blink 2, 3, 4 times before looking down at the dagger and looking back up at you.
Mi scusi.
And
Did I roll damage or?
it depends. Were you tossing or throwing to hurt?
I was throwing hard enough to try and smack Gold.
Were you throwing to hurt? Like, well, if you toss something, it's not necessarily going to land point first. Were you intending to do damage or just?
Yeah, it was an aggressive throw. Yeah. Not that I wanted to now, but it was an aggressive throw.
Well, the question is, were you throwing it to hit the thing or to hit point first and do damage?
I pictured like an overhand twirl to try and like the skeleton's torso and like destroy it or knock it out of the base. So
okay, roll an attack roll. We'll see if you hit.
Yeah. Targeting it, I guess.
You are, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That'll hit.
There's also stealth. So that attack too.
Sneak attack has to be intentional, like aiming at a specific weak point.
Right.
And everybody within 60 feet, which is all of you, a telepathic voice calls out and says, "Ow!"
Mi scusi.
Why you hurt Gabagool?
I think perhaps to really explain the situation, Ophelia, yeah.
We have a friend.
Hi, friend.
You notice that the response is, I wouldn't say childlike, but I would say inexperienced. It's not an immaturity, but it's not youth as much as it is just inexperience. And it kind of looks down at the dagger and looks back up at you and at Smoke and says, "Why?"
Because boys are mean.
Yes, I am a very mean boy, but also you keep that gift. Yes, keep it.
And the dagger itself, you can tell, is starting to disintegrate.
We just want to be friends.
Ask him if we can sneak by.
Do you mind if we get through this passageway?
He takes a look back. He looks, as best you can tell, a gelatinous cube. He seems to be hurt, like his feelings are hurt. Now, give me an intelligence check on the main tab for everybody, if you don't mind.
Hell yeah.
It's the left side of the main tab for the record. So that's a standard gelatinous cube I just posted in chat.
That's what I thought it was when you said it. The dagger got stuck. I was like, oh no.
Well, it is a gelatinous cube. A gelatinous cube is gelatinous and cubey. But they're not intelligent creatures. They are not at all intelligent creatures. They tend to have an intelligence of a rock. They are dumber than the average animal. They move towards food, and if it kills them in the process, that's how life goes. this one, on the other hand, doesn't seem to be. He seems to have grown, but eyes. Gelatinous cubes do not have eyes. They're literally just cubes of gelatin, and they dissolve in things and attack things to eat them. This particular one, who has introduced himself as Glabagul, at your request, shifts out of the way and says, "Of course, I don't want, I wouldn't hurt you, but they're oozes. They will hurt you ahead."
Well, will you go with us and protect us?
With that persuasion roll, he happily agrees. He says, they can't hurt me. I'll protect you if you not throw things at me anymore.
I just smack
Thank you, friend.
upside the head and be like, "Apologize, you fool."
Yeah, scusi, mi scusi, very sorry. It never happened again, yes. I don't even have no more things to throw. I can't even.
Ophelia turns around and says, "Not everyone's trying to kill us," and walks.
Yeah, lesson learned. Yes.
Before Ophelia walks away, he seems to think of you as his new friend. A incredibly well done persuasion roll with a natural 20, and he says to Ophelia, "Gifts," and he almost quivers like gelatin being shaken, and he drops out a set of 8 gold pieces. I'm going to put it all here. 6 platinum pieces. The platinum pieces being worth 10 gold, so 6 platinum is 60 gold. And a mace. The mace itself is scorched, but it's like, as the dagger's already dust. The dagger's been inside him for 30 seconds. It's already been broken down. There's nothing left. The mace, which has been in there for, as far as you know, at least a few minutes, is still sparkling clean. The leather wrapping and fringe has a little bit of scorching, but it doesn't seem to have taken any acid damage at all.
That's definitely magic.
We
So
found our first relic for you, boy. Smoke.
You can take a look at that thing there, but I'm going to put this stuff on the. I'm going to put the gold on the coins on the sheet, and you guys can decide who gets the mace.
Well, can Smoke just take a look at it?
You can, and
maybe Kosjurkis can help me take a look. And
he gave it.
What is about
He gave it to Ophelia.
Right.
But
I'm probably not going to give it to you.
It depends on how you guys.
I think he hates you.
I mean, hate's a strong word.
Okay, so I did not keep it. I just want to help you see what it does. Maybe it has particular effects.
So.
And maybe we could look at it not in front of him. Maybe we just say thank you and let him save our life.
Right. Yes. That's a good plan.
While you guys are walking, you guys can. Who's gonna carry it? It needs to go on someone's sheet.
I mean, should I carry it since he gave it to me? I don't necessarily have to keep it, but I don't want him to get mad.
He seems to be giving it to you and then moving on. He didn't seem to pay a lot of attention to who even picked it up.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't care.
Smoke, you want it?
Not to use.
Not to use?
No.
Well, if nobody else.
I gotta have a lighter finesse weapon, right?
Okay. Well, I can technically use maces. I don't know if Spirit can use maces.
I don't believe Spirit can.
Alright, well.
And you have no spells, so that's not a bad call.
Yeah.
From it too, but.
Are maces not simple weapons, so technically any of us should be able to use it? Or am I thinking of clubs?
I don't know, I just looked up mine specifically, and it said that I am proficient with maces, so.
Fair enough.
The Druid class.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. The monks have very specific proficiencies. So do rogues, but everybody else is probably good. Globagool. What's that?
What?
I thought you were going to say something.
Oh, no.
So Globagool scoots up, and he actually stretches up to the ceiling and covers a large crack. And from there, Ophelia, and obviously with him pointing it out, you can see there is a gray, not black, but a gray ooze tucked in there, which can now not get out.
Nice.
Hey, Tony, can you resend me the map? I accidentally deleted it.
Sure, I don't mind resending, but for future reference, you can always double click on your token, and it will open the map right up. I mean, your picture in the top left.
Oh, cool. Just did it. So who got the mace?
I believe the decision was you.
Okay, cool.
So you can just drag it on over.
Yep.
Should already be identified. There we go.
Sweet.
You aren't attuned to it, unfortunately. It takes an hour. But
Yep,
Ophelia, that hallway goes all the way down, pitch black, but you guys can all, most of you, can see in the dark. But it goes down and it turns. And Globagool, and happy to help his friend, he blocks the passage so that the gray ooze, or grayish ooze, cannot get out.
I asked Globagoo what's down here.
He says the ooze worship. He says the temple has started flooding. He thinks of it as a temple. He had a creature come through, indicating with his eyes, flicking them towards the skeleton that's still dissolving. Came through, calling this the oozing temple, and attempted to attack him.
Oh no, that's terrible, Globagoo. Do you want to come down here with us?
Well, he can't really get past you guys because he's big and will really hurt you.
Yes, we'll move out of the way.
So you guys will have to all get out of the way, and he'll be able to block this square. He can squeeze through, but if he moves before you guys do, he's going to release an ooze. I will unmask some of that stuff to give you guys some room to go now that you're down there, and I will even give you a small explanation of what you see, or at least some unmask that. Even get you some over this side. So, Mr. Globagool does follow, and you do notice that, at least for a short time, the gray ooze does try to follow, but Globagool blocks completely, and eventually it loses interest and fucks off.
Nice.
Doesn't seem to, they can't hurt each other, oozes. They're acid being acid. So this area has small archways right there where you see, and it leads down in 4 different chambers, and you guys can see down almost all the way. I am still unmasking a little bit, but you notice that it continues down before turning to the south. Globagool says that is the place of ooze worship, the drow creature who attacked him, is what she called herself, was looking for. He has never been there since he obtained his sentience, his awareness, in the last few weeks.
What's down the hallway that I'm?
Well, you can hear a couple things down there. Number one among them is rushing water. So down this hallway, you can hear rushing water, and at the end of the hallway, from what you can see, is a pool of water that is filling ever quicker and growing with water.
Like the water's pushing up towards us?
Correct.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, not go that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna... maybe you all look in here, take a look around. I'll go down this path and see in case the other ways are a dead end. See if there's a passage perhaps this way.
So taking a look down there, it is a roughly 20-foot wide by 15 to 20 feet tall chamber with a rough-hewn walls and water just pouring in through a crack in the 10-foot high ceiling. Given the rate that the water's coming in, you probably guess there's another whirlpool up there, or at least a substantial crack. You'd probably guess it was caused by the same tremor that sealed off the other side, but that water is growing by the minute towards you, and it's probably it's rising.
Do you think we could swim up the waterfall like in Minecraft?
I think you should try.
Working quickly. Look quickly. Go, 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 go.
Okay.
1 second. Rolen, with your glorious passive perception
Woohoo!
of 16, I believe it's 16. Last I looked, it was 16.
Yeah, it is 16.
You spot a discoloration right there, and it seems to be a weakened area of stone. The stone is more fragile along the edge. If you were to step there with too much weight, that stone would probably give way.
Okay, so I'm not going that way. Yeah, there's a pitfall trap back there, so don't go down that path. There's another one. And another one. And another one. Awesome, I guess we're gonna have to jump.
One sec. Agile's gonna try and run, jump over.
Okay.
Is that a check?
No. Not for a 5-foot jump. Not out of combat.
Jumping over. Take a look. Take a look. See if it's even worth risking everybody.
Damn passive perceptions, ruining traps. It comes down to a door, actually.
Cool.
An old door that looks to have abstained a little bit of water damage sometime.
Do we, with our passive perception, do we hear anything on the other side of the door?
A soft sound of water, that is all.
Investigate the door.
Good idea. Yes, because it couldn't be traps or something. You're good at traps. Huh?
There's pitfall traps, so I would say there'd be more traps.
Wonderful thinking you've made.
There are no traps that you can detect.
Is it locked? Is there a locking mechanism?
Not that you can see. It's a solid stone door with no ability to lock. It just swings open.
What do you think? Quietly push it, yeah? Or no?
Yeah, quietly push it, take a peek inside.
Okay,
Out of sheer laziness, you get a completely square unmask of the room.
Nice.
Sheer laziness, that being what it is. The room contains a stone fountain. It has a raised edge, and the basin is full of shallow, brackish, stagnant water. At the center of the pool, the rubble of a broken statue sits on top of a pedestal. All that remains are a pair of clawed feet clutching the pedestal's top. Carved into the wall are 7 niches. The water seeps into one of them through a crack in the wall from apparently the dark lake above, another leak in this temple. The 2 niches on its flank to the left and right and the whole right side of the wall are empty. The 3 on the left and the one to the south hold strange, formless sculptures. They are almost like melted wax of a glistening, grayish, darkish color.
Yeah, those are oozes. No.
You're probably right, yes, but well, I guess we should investigate, no? Because how else?
Yeah, we probably.
Hopefully, there's something here to get us out.
I agree.
Would you say this room oozes atmosphere?
I would.
Okay.
All right. Then
With guidance. Good enough.
my history check's trying to ascertain now, like based on the layout and the stonework and whatnot. Like, was this ground made? Or was this?
This was not drow made as far as you can tell.
Random aspect.
I guess I'll
There
be
ain't no-
looking for like secret doors or something that might lead out of here.
You're going with investigation or perception?
Yeah, investigation.
So where are you just going for the whole room?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. As far as you can tell, nowhere in the room except behind the statues is anything you can detect. The statues are very tightly sealed. You can't get behind them to check
Okay.
without moving them, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Wait.
I'll aid you in that though.
Okay.
Great.
Oh, fucking God. Do I see anything with my passive perception?
You do not see anything with either perception. It is tightly fitted.
There must be something to this, no?
There has to be something here. I'm gonna investigate the water and see what's going on with it.
Just be careful not to touch.
I won't touch it. No, I'm just gonna look. There we go.
Taking a look in the water, you see many things. Many coins, as well as a dagger, a bracelet, and 2 bottles.
Offerings to some god, maybe?
So, from my limited experience in such endeavors, the second that we touch things, a giant boulder falls from the ceiling. Quickly. You must hold your hat tightly and run. But that doesn't lead us to a way out.
No.
Unless activating the trap will create an opening.
Possibly.
Toss something in there.
We have nowhere other way to go. Yeah, let's. You want to toss a gold coin in there?
Well,
Well, I can toss a gold coin if you're worried about it.
no, not the money, not the money. We have
Okay.
nothing else in mind? We have nothing else in mind? No other idea?
Like something. What do you mean?
I don't know. Usually my father would do the thinking on these, but okay, yeah. And I pull out an arrow, and I'm like, okay, I say, poke with the arrow. Again, big boulder comes, you run, yes?
Yeah. I hear something, I run. Got it.
Well, yeah, okay. And I stick the arrow in the water.
Okay, you stick the oil in the water, and it doesn't do anything. It disrupts the water doesn't react. It's just water. It's old, very old.
Pull the arrow out, like it's not melting, not acid or...
It is not. It is straight, regular, dirty, brackish water.
No trap, real okay. Stick my hand in
Good.
Grab like the dagger. So.
Okay. There's the dagger.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
As a general rule, I have things automatically identified, but you do have to attune with them because it's very clear to tell the difference between various magic items.
It seems like a bad idea.
Take all
And
the stuff?
Yeah.
Well, what else are we going to do?
in total, you find 41 gold pieces and 112 silver pieces.
Nice.
Nice. This is a good haul, man. This dagger, it is interesting craft. But
Yeah.
yes, nonetheless, I still have...
I guess the only other option is to move some statues around and see what happens. I know it sounds like a bad idea, but we don't really have any other options. And that water is going to be rising pretty quick soon.
Yes. Okay. The statues that were all to the left here?
Correct. And one to the south, the bottom.
Maybe you go take a look at the cracked hole over there and see maybe, I don't know, if there appears to be a tunnel opening on the other side or whatever, and I will I'll arrow stick again with the arrow, just poke that statue through that.
So what's the plan here? You're poking the statue?
With an arrow, yeah.
Outstanding. You poke it, and the arrow starts to melt.
Yay.
Oh no,
Yes.
great. And all our party members are gone. Freaking cowards. Just kidding.
Roll initiative. If you want to roll, I went ahead and rolled for everybody, but saves me a headache, not you.
Oh, I'll take it. Nice. Good roll.
Jeez. We're coming to the rescue.
You're coming. Alrighty. With the initiative being what it is, the 4 gray oozes all spring to life.
Oh no.
Did Glabagool roll?
We should have probably
did.
should have had Globagool in here before we even did anything else.
He did roll. But if he does move, there is a chance you guys are going to find yourselves being attacked from the rear by a gray ooze that he was blocking. It's not there right now, but there's no reason to say that it can't come back. He will move if you want him to.
Hold on to that.
Yeah, let's put a pin in that. Tony, would it be possible for me to take a running jump over this here pit?
Yeah, well, it's possible for you to try. As a general rule, when you're doing something like you're talking running jump, right?
Yeah, just hopping over that pit right there.
You can make a long jump equal number of feet equal to your strength score. Since your strength score is at least, that's with a running jump. Assuming it's at least 6, you can cover it without a check.
Nice. All right, let's do it up. Is that an action or is that just part of my movement?
That's part of your movement.
Nice. All right. Kosjurkis is gonna run on in there because I'm assuming these two start yelped a little bit when the oozes started doing their thing.
There's scary oozy things.
Ah, crap.
All right. Let's hit him with the time honored classic Firbolg. Yeah. Yeah.
Rolen, run! Cunning action, disengage. Back to the doorway here.
I don't want to not share the gray ooze picture. I shared it. You guys can look at it if you want. It's just a gray ooze on a cement wall. They're gray. And, oozy.
Fire an arrow. One that's got hit with firebolt. Sweet. And then spend what's left my movement and my heck of a dodge. No!
I mean, it's what it looks like, so I'm glad you clarified.
Plus he's got that me.
A set now.
Yeah, I'm good. Except that it does do the extra damage yet. Gotta wait longer, but
You haven't figured out how to use it properly yet.
yeah. I've been trying to make it glow green, but it just won't do it yet.
Okay, answer your earlier questions, or earlier issues, Kosjurkis. Even though you're small, it still costs you double.
Gotcha.
All right, Queen Ophelia, you can move up there if you want to.
I mean, if y'all are trying to run out of there, maybe you don't need a bunch of people in your way. Do you want me to come up there and try and shoot some shit?
Well, I feel like we're gonna have to kill them either way, because I think it's pretty much the only way to go, and they're probably blocking something.
Yeah, unless we're swimming out.
I can come down there and use actor and pretend to be Globagool.
I feel like they're not intelligent enough to know that you're a threat to them as Globagool.
I'd love to see you try, though.
Yeah, you can go ahead and try.
Go ahead and try.
Okay. Does that take a spell slot?
No, you'll need to do. It doesn't take a spell slot, but you'll need to do a skills check of deception or persuasion. That's fine. I can add the other two because that's for persuasion. So, what are you trying to do? You're pretending to be Globagool?
Yes. And I'm just like, I am Globagool. Go back to your oozy spots and leave us alone. Or prepare to meet your death.
It might seem silly, but hey, you didn't know that you'd meet a gelatinous cube with eyeballs, so here we are. We'll have to see what effect it has on their turn. In the meantime, what do you want? What's your overall plan? Ophelia's gonna pretend to be an ooze.
I think we're playing it by ear a little bit.
Well, Fargus is gonna take a readied action to shoot any hostile creature he sees.
Nice.
Alright, I guess I'll use British Flame. get a little fireball in my hand. Not as impressive as a firebolt. Also, I'll toss it at Graves. Ooh.
Very nice. Very nice.
I don't know if I want to just stay in this corner or not. No, I don't really want to get surrounded, so I'll move back here.
Hold the door.
Yeah, because that always goes well.
I need to fix something real quick. Ophelia said she wanted to use her spiritual weapon, and I told her she couldn't, which is incorrect because it's a bonus action. I actually forgot it was a bonus action, so that's on me.
Nice.
I'm gonna backtrack that and fix it real quick for Ophelia. So Ophelia, you can cast it. I was wrong. Where would you like it? He can be right here. He can be back here. It's basically what I think this is your first spiritual weapon.
Yeah,
So,
that's where I want it.
Okay, so for your spiritual weapon, correct me if I'm wrong, Mal, because you have a lot of experience with this, I believe. It can both appear and attack at the same time, right?
Yes.
So you make it appear, Ophelia. You get to decide what kind of weapon it is. Mace, sword, it doesn't matter. But when it appears, you use it just like a normal weapon, except you use those 2 dice down there at the bottom next to spiritual weapon. And then you just roll against the ooze right there.
Nice.
So here's a really good thing to know about spiritual weapon. Most anything that like resists damage and stuff like that always takes damage from spells like spiritual weapon and magic missile and all that stuff. So what did you do, Rolen? Did you shut the door?
No, I think I left it open because we're just gonna have to take it out. So I just because I didn't get surrounded.
So a couple things right off the bat. Yes, I like the actor idea. Normally, normally oozes are not intelligent enough to believe that type of stuff, like Roland said. But yeah, you guys can't be blamed for thinking it might work with Globagool up there. Unfortunately, these oozes have been magically suspended, so they are not smart enough to believe you. Just for perspective for you guys, when it comes to dealing with oozes, just, hypothetically, in case you deal with more oozes in the future, the average human intelligence is 10. The average dog intelligence is 6. The average ooze intelligence is 1 or 0. So they are literally the dumbest things on the planet. They are dumb. But this ooze wants to get him a piece of Rolen. And he is going to try. But he wants to. And what did you hit him with, Rolen?
Flame.
Okay.
Produce flame, yeah.
He pulls out a pseudopod, and he returns your favor. As you hit him, he hits you back.
Holy shit.
Abort mission. Zrintar is in temporarily dismissed. Does not exist.
Well, let's move her to the bottom, and we'll go to Stool, who he doesn't know what to do. If anybody is curious why there's a green line back by Stool, that would be because that's the water level.
Hooray!
Stool isn't really afraid of water. Jim Jar doesn't know what's going on, but he knows shit's getting hairy. So he is going to use his cunning action to stealth, and he's going to use his ready action to shoot the first creature he sees. Indomitable Spirit, what do you want her doing?
We can't really do anything, can we, with her?
Well, here's the thing. What are we talking about here? What are you wanting to do with her? She can run up there.
Maybe have her, like, move up a little bit so at least she's up there so she can start punching stuff.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else. Punching away.
You know, you gotta punch something. Her movement speed's 40, so that's helpful.
Dang.
And then she uses her action to ready an action to hit anything she can for now. So the gray oozes are seemingly wanting to attack you. You guys have disrupted their magical stasis. So they are coming. On the upside for oozes, this ooze comes up and squeezes between Rolen and the wall.
Uh-oh.
And moves to here.
Oh no.
They need a space as narrow as 1 inch. And he swings at Agile Smoke.
Man, these guys hit pretty freaking hard.
Hemeth doesn't know what's going on, but he knows it's a bad day. So real quick, Agile, are you wearing armor?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Your armor, what armor is it?
Leather.
What's
Oh,
the
I'm wearing-
armor penalty?
I'm also wearing hide.
What is the, you were next, don't worry. What is the armor? Let me check here.
12.
Let's see. So, if the target is wearing non-magical metal armor, it is partly corroded and takes a permanent -1 to the armor class.
Damn it.
The hide armor is non-metal.
We're still good.
No, it's non-magical metal, so your hide armor is safe. His chain shirt is not.
Okay, cool.
So I'm on your, what I'm gonna do there, Agile, just to save you a little headache, I'm gonna change that to damaged chain shirt, and I'm gonna, if you look in the actual item, it has armor class of 13, it's now 12.
Great.
It should reflect on yours. If that armor class reaches 10, the armor's destroyed. Well, it's a matter of fact. Labagool continues to hold his place as the oozes are doing the best they can. He shouldn't be suffering any penalties. Don't worry about that. Let's put a stable on him. Alright, Kosjurkis, it's getting rare.
Yeah, I'm not a huge heck of a fan of all this.
So one thing you do notice that is different, the oozes inside of that room are moving faster. That ooze that came out seems to have slowed. Whatever was going on in that room seems to enhance their speed.
Is there a penalty for attacking with a ranged spell in melee range?
There is disadvantage.
Okay. which is just negated by having a friend nearby. Praise
So
be.
Praise be.
I'm so happy. This is a deck save anyway. Yeah. As he picks up, he sends a rock sailing at this here ooze. And then he goes to scampering.
What's your strength?
My strength?
Correct.
It is 6.
So, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have 10 feet of movement before that jump.
Oh, hey. Does that make it a check?
It does make it a check.
Does it make it an action?
It also, it's going to be part of your movement this time, but in many cases it would be.
Okay. Let's do it anyway. Let's see what happens. Let's do it live.
Kosjurkis falls into a hole. Never see him again.
Alright, is that acrobatics?
Athletics.
I'm hearing acrobatics. Oh no.
All right. I'm guessing what kind of weight are you putting on there? How much do you weigh?
Let me double check. I think very little, actually.
I weigh a shit ton.
Let's see. Where would that even be? Notes. He weighs 25 pounds.
And how much weight is he carrying? That's on your
25 pounds.
So 50 in total.
Yes, sir.
You land on the edge, but you feel it shudder and crack, but you are not heavy enough to collapse that.
Woo! Alright, that's me done.
Alright. As an interact, I'm gonna yell out, Ophelia, as your beloved, your new friend, how the fuck get out of here?
Hey, friend. Is there an exit down here anywhere?
He communicates telepathically that there is a hole in the room to the far right.
That's weird, yeah. Thanks, Globagoo.
Globbity glook.
Sneak attack on myself.
I don't know.
Stabbing at it with that new paint dagger.
Nice.
And you kill it. And the dagger doesn't take any damage. So, I'm going to use you as an example, if that's okay, real quick. If you guys will all look at Smoke, when you have to move through an ally and he's going to turn, end your move on a corner so you can grab your line.
Oh, okay.
Very clever.
Ta-da!
Oops, there we go.
Alright. So, Queen Ophelia, I see you have 3 targeted. If it's something we haven't covered yet, and that was why yours wasn't working, it's something new that you don't experience until you're level 4 or higher. If you target multiple creatures with a spell, you can't drag it onto them. You have to just click the button one time on your sheet. Just one click, and if they're all targeted, it'll roll for all of them. And it's a wow, fucking nice damage.
And then can I hit them with the spiritual weapon?
You can hit any of them, but real quick, scroll all the way down to the bottom for me where spiritual weapon is. Use those dice for me. The 2 dice next to spiritual weapon, the attack. Ooh, shit, hold on 1 second. You attacked all 3, you hit whichever one you want, but which one do you want to hit?
Number 10.
Okay, okay, go ahead and roll the damage. And you split your magic missile, and then you use spiritual weapon. And you can still move.
Yeah, I want to move.
You're not going to be able to move that far because you're going to lose 5 feet of your movement for going through Kosjurkis' tiny little ass. So your movement's now 25. But I will move you to here. He may be small, but it is what it is. Fargus, noticing that there's some bad stuff going on, does a stealth roll and a ready action to shoot the first hostile creature he sees. Rolen, it's getting gooey.
Yeah. I'm going to be swinging my newfound mace at this guy, but not with any extra damage, really.
Right. Just your standard damage.
Nice. Ooh.
What's your strength?
10.
Bringing it in.
And then I'm going to hidden step. So I don't take attacks of opportunity. Go back.
Now you can cast that as a bonus action, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
One of my just one of my abilities.
Firbolgs.
Firbolg.
The door remaining wide open.
Yep. Well, I still need to kill him.
Yep. Unless there's another way, but yeah.
All right. Gray Ooze 10. I'm gonna skip you to the next turn if that's okay with you, Rolen.
Yep. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I just didn't want to do it if you weren't done.
As a wise man once said.
Oh, the ooze comes up and clumsily knocks itself off balance, exposing itself to an attack of opportunity from Spirit.
And me.
And, well, the 1 hit point that Ophelia was kind enough to leave it. Jimjar maintains the same. And Spirit is going to backtrack. Because who wants to be down there with some oozes?
That'd be a real doozy. Get it?
Oh, swinging the pseudopod. They are coming. That is all they got.
Oh Lord, he coming.
Now they're out of the room. Their speed is reduced to 10 feet per round, so that's all he has.
All right. Let's hit this one with another catapult. Yeah, I like to see that.
He splatters. Trade blows. Don't go out like a punk. You don't need to run.
You know what? That does seem like the honorable thing to do.
Many people are well known to be appreciative of taking the DM's advice.
And then I am going to. And yes, I will get the.
And you have the movement and your strength is not quite high enough to make it over, but you had the 10 feet of running, so you are good. You can jump your full strength score 8 feet if you get 10 feet of running. So Ophelia, you can't see the creature, but the spiritual weapon, you can actually move up to 20 feet. So you can move him and attack with him. And that's considered a bonus action.
Yep.
Moving and attacking. Look at that little fucker.
Nice.
And you have successfully cut down the oozes. And
Huzzah!
managed to make it out of the room where my last party lost their robe.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Rolen looked like he was
I was pretty
hurt.
close.
He has 1 hit point left.
Yep.
Which, yeah, that all my last spell slot cure wound. Did I find that spell?
You search the whole room now that the statues are gone, and you find nothing.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck. How are we getting out of here? Thank you.
No problem. I forget. Did our big eyeball friend have to say, or I don't know.
Yeah, he said there was a hole in this room. Which,
Not this room, the other room.
The other room.
In the water room, yeah.
He can squeeze out of it. It's a great place to get out of.
Son of a bitch. So we're swimming? We swim?
I guess we're swimming.
Well, he can probably lead us. If we don't clog the hallway, he could get.
He could block the hole.
He could. I mean, he'd still be down here, but...
Tony, is it possible for me to intentionally trigger this trap without falling into it?
It is. Which trap? Hold on. Where are you at?
The one immediately to my left over here.
There you are. Yes. It is. I mean, it's just weakened stone. You just hit it.
All right. I want to hit it and see if there's anything. What's underneath there?
Okay, so you hit it. Give me a athletics check. We got to see how hard you can hit it.
All right. Moment of truth. Let's see what happens.
I can hit it for you.
He brings his little tiny hands up with all his might.
I'm still not that great.
And just kind of pats the stone.
All right, so it does collapse. And what is underneath, we will discuss after a 5-minute break.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Whew. Huh? How did I do that? Oh, I copied it? Yeah.
What are you copying it for?
I don't know. I didn't even know I could do that. Makes it look like I'm the dungeon master. Bum, bum, bum.
Well,
Okay.
I'm actually not back yet.
You lied? Oh.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta do one more thing. Forgot.
Good luck. Good luck with that. Change my dice color. Why not?
Now I'm back.
Very nice. I'm watching this whole. The whole.
The whole video.
The hole. Where's Tony? He's in the hole.
That's a deep ass hole.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Tom?
It's in the hole.
Alright. Everybody's back.
Well, we better not have to deal with no space octopus. That's all I gotta say about that.
What's a space octopus?
It's in the hole.
It's in the hole. Yeah. I don't know. Mel's viewing some type of scary religious belief on this. I don't know.
Oh, we're missing 2. Is Tanner back?
Yeah, I'm back.
I'm here.
Oh, it's because of the observer I'm using to record things. All right. So you smash it, it collapses in, and at the risk of serenading you, what pops out is a whoa black pudding, bam lamb.
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, Coach.
Oh no.
Fuck.
The collapsed floor falls down, and a black tentacle sweeps out, much akin to that picture. Roll initiative.
Oh no.
Fuck. Curiosity killed the cat.
Well, now we know. See?
Curiosity killed the kobold. Whoa, black pudding, bam lamb.
I like how none of us were prepared for this.
Nope.
Of course not.
Not a single roll over a 10.
I have a 1 hit point left, so I'm just gonna dip.
Oh,
I'm
whatever.
just gonna go.
Be a man, hit it with a lightning spell.
I don't have any lightning spells.
protect me, Vargas.
He does come out, and he does attack it as best that he can. Let's see if he can hit it with his hand crossbow. He does hit it, and you are close by. Tool doesn't know what to do.
Why is there so much pudding coming after us?
Well, he's gonna have to. That was not what he doesn't get double sneak attack, that cheating ass.
But Tony, he's a really good rogue.
Probably the best.
Well,
Nice.
Indomitable spirit. Upon hearing about the black pudding, Bramble-lamb.
Wow, she can fly, man. That's wild.
40 feet per round and still attack. Coming up with that flurry of blows.
Did we make the furry of blows joke yet?
I don't know.
I think so, but I don't know.
So before I rolled this, her first was an automatic miss.
Oh no.
So the pseudopod spins around.
Oh fuck.
Oh, fuck.
And she comes running around the corner. The pseudopod swings around and
Damage.
Oh my god. Nearly just instant killed her.
somebody call back. Character died.
that was a total of 7 hit points away from an instant kill from hit. Max hit points to almost dead. So her second and third attack, I gave her back her key point. At least she's got that back.
Oh
She's
my
down.
God.
It slammed her against the wall. Her head's bleeding. Her mummy rotten hands are bleeding.
Okay.
Whoa, black pudding.
Running back. Feline agility.
Kobold. Curiosity may not kill the kobold, but it's sure gonna fuck up a tabaxi or two.
Oh no.
Gonna grab the spirit and start dragging. So I haven't put damage yet, or am I cutting it? But I have double movement, right?
Yes.
So, half speed, dragging. But then I got double movement, 30 feet from the deck, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yep.
Bam, slam.
Pulling really fast.
Look at those kitty legs go.
Ophelia!
I think Ophelia has 1 or 2 spells left. Thank God she saved it.
We need some heals.
I need healing.
Alright. I can heal 2 people who wants it.
Kosjurkis might die. Like almost instantly.
There's nothing that can be done about it, so we're just
It's
gonna
true.
we're just gonna have to see what happens here, boys.
So Kosjurkis and
No, don't bother healing.
Don't
Kos-
bother with Kosjurkis, yeah.
The 8 hit points will not save him from dying instantly.
Fuck that guy.
Well, I mean,
He brought this upon us.
yeah.
I mean, I can attack the black pudding, or I can save 2 people, and we can try and get Gobblegoop to kill the black pudding.
I don't think the puddings can do anything to each other.
I mean, maybe it can absorb it in its goo while we run. I don't know.
If we all ran into the water, he could probably block the path behind us.
In which case, we gotta get spirit up then. So we can run.
Yeah. And Bupito. Because Bupito's still down too.
There we go.
Alright, Tony, I'm gonna do twin healing.
beautifully.
Level 2. Could you help me? I don't know what to...
I do. I don't know what to do either. Don't feel bad. I have to read it. Okay, let's see. One social point. Okay, so the first question is, are you wanting to use your touch healing or your ranged healing?
Well, it has to be range. I'm nowhere near either one.
I don't know. You could jump. Oh, I get you. Okay, so level 2, mark off 2 flexible casting points. And you'll just click the plus next to healing word. You've already got them targeted. Just single click. It'll take care of everything else. Look at that.
Why does it only say Burrito?
No, there's Indomitable Spirit above it.
Oh, okay.
Nice. 6 healing each.
All right, I'm gonna use. Wait, hang on. Let me just. I don't think I actually can disengage. I don't have enough. I don't have enough movement to get through 2 people, and so I guess I'm attacking.
Hold on. I thought you could disengage as part of pack tactics, couldn't you? Or was that
no? It's
Guerrilla?
Pack tactics gives me advantage whenever a friendly is within 5 feet of an enemy.
I got you.
Under any circumstance, and then Guerrilla is basically like I can scavenge and make traps, basically.
I got you.
But
Well,
if I disengage, I don't think with 15 movement, I wouldn't have enough to get anywhere, right? Because it's half through Rolen, half through Hemeth.
so what's your total speed?
My total speed is 30. And then
that would be
half from a disengage.
So your total movement speed, you disengage as your action, and then you could move 15 feet to that point right there.
Oh, okay. I was not aware that would.
So
function.
it would. Indeed.
I was consigning myself to death. I was
No,
like,
so
this is it.
So your action is disengage. That lets you leave without being attacked, and then you move from there to that first point, and that's 10 feet.
Yep.
And this is 20 feet. So you technically have 10 more feet.
Wait, disengage doesn't use half your movement?
It does not. Disengage replaces your action.
Well, hot diggity dang, I'll get the fuck out of there then. I was operating under the impression that it was half movement when you disengage.
Nope, disengage just is it replaces your standard action, and your movement is left uninterrupted.
Very nice. All right, let's go. Let's get the hell out of here. This is Roland's problem now.
Fuck.
I caused a problem. Fix it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw a fireball in his face and get that
I mean,
guy out of here.
Hemeth has some hit points. He'll stand in.
Exactly. Somebody else can be a tank for a while. This wasn't my role, guys.
Nice.
Then
Is that your guys' plan? Hold on, let me scoot this up there.
How deep is the water in that? Is it like...
It's only ankle deep there, but when you get into the actual chamber, it's rising. It's about 5-6 feet. It's almost to the ceiling. Ceiling's only 10 feet.
Yeah, we gotta get good.
if I went through Jim Jar, no, that's fine. I'll stay there. I'll wait.
I don't think we really have a plan.
Oh, you'd move first, though, right? You'd do that 10-foot.
Yeah, I'd be moving that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Hemeth takes the dodge action. So let this serve as a lesson to all of you who find yourselves in a really shitty situation and you guys need to protect your friends. The dodge action replaces his action, but essentially gives him... Oop, I drugged the wrong thing. Gives him disadvantage on anybody who attacks him. So he is at least protected for his turn. Globagool is protecting your flank, but I heard someone say, if we run in the water chamber, will he protect? Or was that, are you asking? Or
No, I think that was like a point I was suggesting.
Okay. So, but you guys will need to give instructions to him. He is newly intelligent. He doesn't know a lot of things.
Just generally.
He's just become aware of everything.
Yeah, so Ophelia, can you ask him to block the passage whenever we get through into the water?
Yes.
So, this is what disadvantage does for you.
Oh, nice.
He rolled a 2 and a 20. So that is one lucky-ass dwarf. Thank God for the dodge action. One of the most underused actions in the game. I think I clicked that twice. There we go. All right. So you guys are retreating? Is that what the instructions? Shoot and retreat?
Yep.
Yep. Nice.
Good
That's
hit.
as far as Stool with his 15 feet of movement. That's a double move, by the way. He's really good.
God. I'll pick up stool on my way through.
It's worth mentioning that any of these arrows you guys are shooting, you're not getting back.
Yep.
And so he can get to here. Indomitable Spirit, waking up, she uses her feline agility. And applies the principle known as fuck this shit, I'm out.
Nice.
Yeah, with using my cutting axe, I can double move to there. And then I will use my regular axe to shoot an arrow at the bush.
Nice.
Sneak attack in effect. Pew!
Nice.
Not bad. And that's it.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Oh, hi there.
You do still have cantrips, and not that I'm telling you to use them. I'm just, for those of you casters who are out of spell slots, cantrips are unlimited if and when you have to use it.
By the way, when Spirit made his way into that room in the water and whatnot, was he able to notice and then yell back "Hey, I found the hole! I found the way out"?
So it's a hole in the ceiling leaking water. Ophelia, will you take some friendly DM advice?
Yep.
if you move to here, let's see. I'm reading your stuff because I don't have it completely. So as a bonus action, you can convert your 2 remaining sorcery points to a level 1 spell and attack with Guiding Bolt. So you have 2 flexible casting points left, and if you use those, you'll get a level 1 spell slot back. That's what I would do.
Wouldn't a magic missile be better?
Yes, most of the time. The reason why I say that is because this guy's his armor class is somewhere around 7, and since you get with Guiding Bolt, since you get a +6, unless you roll a natural 1, you're gonna hit, and it's just a much more powerful spell.
And you get a chance to crit this way too.
That's just my opinion.
Plus, I think Guiding Bolt is kind of like our party's favorite spell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
especially after the last campaign too. Like generally, like.
Is that your signature move?
It also has the grant advantage. Mm-hmm.
And looks like Kosjurkis is up next. I moved you back enough so you can make that attack. If you want to scoot back for those 5 extra feet you originally moved, I'll prove it momentarily.
Tony, is it possible for me to like peek around the corner and take a shot at this pudding, or do I have to step back?
I don't understand the question. Explain.
Like, can I get line of sight on the creature, on the black pudding from where I am, or?
No, you have to take a step down.
So kind of like to hear.
That looks good.
Alright. Then I'll do it. I'll do it to him. Take a step down. Use the age-old, tried and true catapult. Oh shit.
He said, "Fuck you and your catapult."
And it chucks that rock right over his little gooey head. Doesn't even do nothing to him. Doesn't even do it to him. And use the rest of my movement to get into that nasty water.
Alright, Rolen.
Can I see him from here?
You can.
Sweet. Then I will just shoot a thing at him. Will produce flame, little flame ball.
That advantage too, right?
Oh, I thought it was automatic.
It was. You didn't target him.
Oh, that's my bad.
I rolled it. It's fine.
Okay. Oops. And then I probably can't get to the water. But can I don't know. I'll just stay here. I'll wait.
Hemeth takes the dodge action. And the black pudding attacks.
Oh no.
And hits.
Ooh, holy shit.
Cranking out 26 points of damage in 1 hit.
Oh fuck.
But he's okay. He's okay.
Well, he's alive. Those aren't the same thing.
Really wish I had my healing spirit right now.
Yeah, I guess. Start with the shot. Nice.
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 Okay. Well, that a little bit of it goes away.
Now you have 3 more. I wonder what's down those 3.
Nope. Take more here, and so What are we going to do? Wait to fill, or fuck that. I'm gonna start climbing up the stone wall. Or is it an attempt at climbing up to where the hole is, and then I can maybe start climbing out?
Well, you actually can't. It's too small. You would have to widen it.
We may have made a mistake.
Well, where the heck else are we gonna go? I guess we go back and dig through some rubble, maybe. I don't know.
Well,
I mean, once it fills, you'll be able to get out quite easily. There won't be any reverse pressure.
It's true.
I mean, it's pretty fragile. You could probably crack away at it and open it up with the pressure on the outside, which shouldn't be too hard.
So could me and Spirit like climb up and then with our claws just like slash at the area to break it down?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody get in the water first, and then when we release the flow, hold your breath, and then we swim.
Okay.
Wait, can everybody swim?
No.
Everybody.
Ay. Once everybody's in position, I guess Spirit and Smoke will try and claw out the opening so that there's enough space for medium-sized humanoids to get through.
Sounds good. So you guys reach up and you claw out the opening. And the water just pours in. I mean, it is just flooding into that area now. It's just... as it fills quickly. And all according to plan. And everyone starts swimming. So you know how swimming works is you can hold your breath for a number of rounds equal to your Constitution modifier.
Oh, good.
I'm sorry, not number of rounds, number of minutes.
Oh, good.
Kosjurkis has a Constitution modifier of 0. It's a minimum of 1, so you can hold your breath for 1 minute.
Okay.
You can swim at a speed of half your movement. On the upside, you're only swimming 50 feet, so all of you can swim.
Yay.
Okay, so we swim to the surface, I guess.
Yep.
And you do. And you break the surface in a cave.
I'm shocked at this turn of events.
Shocked and amazed.
Why does it have the name? The thing.
A what?
The name.
I don't understand.
The name of the map, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't understand the question. Don't they all have a name?
Well,
Yeah.
Couldn't it be called like Happy Safe Haven?
I understand your question. No,
Slayer,
What is it? Why do we got to be specifically worried about these things?
Well,
why are you not specifically worried about these things?
Because he's the DM, he doesn't care.
Oh, true. You're right.
Well, not care is different. So you guys all surface here.
Wait, where's Gobbledygook?
He's coming.
Oh, he's still coming with us. Oh, okay.
sweet.
That's pretty cool.
Lifelong friend. Love it. Oh my gosh, Gobbledygook's gonna be able to take down Demigorg.
You can see the tunnel you swam through right here.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And this chamber is a fairly large chamber, actually. It is 120 feet in diameter, 30 feet high. Its tallest points are sloped and tiered, 15 foot high near the walls. The center right above you is about 30 feet. There's a number of streams that are fed into this pool. So this pool is being fed, although it's now draining faster than it's being fed since somebody cracked open that bottom more. You swim. The shore has a steep embankment, but the actual water is only about 20 feet deep in towards the edges and 60 feet deep. Around the cavern, there are several clusters of 4 to 5 foot high greenish trillimac mushrooms. Those are some edible mushrooms you guys know about. And there are a number of tan tamask mushrooms. They're 2 feet tall, and they generally are just clustered. You can, I'm going to, down to the bottom left, if you guys will zoom in down there by my arrow, you'll notice I've just unmasked something that gives you the description of it. And as you guys take a look around, you notice you're in a cave, and right down to the south, you'll notice a spiral staircase, a patch of mushrooms or a mold to the top right. And I think before we dive into this too much longer, I think this might be a good time to stop.
All right.
I don't want to get too deep into something without being able to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
But
Can we assume that we maybe get ashore and do a little bit of surveying to ensure we can take a short rest?
Well, let's assume you get ashore. I don't want to go too much further than that.
Okay.
What shore do you want to move to?
I'm probably going to go closest to the staircase, yeah.
Yeah, let's do the staircase.
Okay, just for shit, Smoke will go over here.
So I'll scoot you guys all over by the staircase. And this is where we are going to pick up next week. And in case you guys didn't know, black puddings are well known to be some of the most deadly monsters in the Underdark. If you hit them with lightning or you hit them with certain kinds of damage, they will split in half. And their damage is the same. One large black pudding can cut down to be 4 black puddings of small size with the same damage. That one put out 26 non-critical points of damage. So if you got 4 of those sons of bitches just chopping away at you, they will wipe a party.
Yeah.
Wick. Did you delete the dagger off your sheet, Agile?
I did, yeah.
And your armor is permanently damaged.
Well, potentially, right?
Well, I mean, until you can get it repaired.
Could I use mending on it? I have mending.
Ooh.
Let me get back to you on that. I'm not 100% sure because we're talking about melted metal, not cracked cloth
Yeah.
or cracked leather. So let me postpone that question, and I'll see you guys next week.
Sounds good.